how do we push through the resistance? You talked about the resistance a lot. Give us some tips about how to, this is a mental game, right?
Over our shoulders are many copies of Steve Pressfield's book, The War of Art, and the sequel, which I was lucky enough to publish, Do the Work. And Steve named that voice in our head, the resistance. It's the thing that gives us writer's block. It's the thing that can turn you into a shriveling heap of jelly.
It's the fight or flight.
Right. But you cannot push through it. That's a mistake. It doesn't go away. What it does is it becomes someone you can dance with. That's the distinction. So I've been backstage with some extraordinary people. The best ones get nervous before they go on stage. It doesn't go away. Mm-hmm. If you're waiting for it to go away, you're going to wait forever. What you do is say, oh, I feel this and I'm about to go on stage, and I'm about to ship it. That, as we talked about with the marathon, you can't make the tired go away, but you can learn to put it somewhere.
Interesting. Yeah, Adam Grant has a book out on creativity. He talks about turning that anxiety into anticipation or a looking forward to.
Correct.
It's a shifting.
Correct. And so I don't believe there are geniuses. If I'm a genius, you're a genius, we're all geniuses, or no one is. What I do believe is there are people who know how to dance with that feeling because of cultural reasons, because of who their parents were, because of something, mm-hmm. and they start pulling a thread. And if we look at the earliest work of all the people we say we admire, right? I mean, Mark Zuckerberg's early work was super sloppy and expensive and ended in litigation. That the first versions of AOL were dumb and the management didn't know what they were doing. I mean, go down the list of any business you want, any nonprofit you want. It never starts well, but it begins. And then we pull the thread and we pull the thread. And as we're pulling the thread, we're getting better at our craft. And the only way to get good at our craft is to do our craft, not to study our craft.
Are we talking about emotional intelligence? Is that what this is about?
Well,
being able to put certain emotions in certain places?
I think that one of the things that they teach kids at good schools is this idea of metacognition, which means thinking about thinking, which means instead of having a tantrum, say, I feel like I'm going to have a tantrum. That if you can do that, you have a chance to let your executive function kick in. Right. And what we know is that the executive function is the thing that separates winners and losers now. Is when cool-headed, calm people look at their alternatives, they make better decisions. And what do we do for a living? We make change. And how do we make change? We make decisions. That's what we make now. And if you're making it with this instinctual thing, then why are you surprised you're not very good at it?
Right. Or people don't want to work with you.
Exactly, which is a version of not being good at it.
So I'll tell a quick backstory. Actually, this happened to me. You expressed...
What a great story. Yeah.
Well, you expressed this to me, and I remember the words that you said to me. So we had, in Orange County, California, Southern California, we had about 1,000 people in this gigantic amphitheater. And Seth was about to go on stage in about 5 or 10 minutes, and I remember you actually saying, I feel frustrated that we're not going on yet. There was some delay happening, and we were trying to get you mic'd up, and all kinds of running around was happening backstage. And when you said, I feel frustrated, I thought, uh-oh, this is code for something else. This is code for, like, hurry up, get with it, or, like, I'm out of here.
No, it wasn't.
Well, anyway. So in that very moment, actually, a catastrophe happened. So, everything was hanging on your keynote, and we had this big screen, and like I said, everyone's in their seats, and we can hear the people coming, and this giant projector which was set up, someone had not secured it, and it had fallen off face first down into the stage, broken into 20 different pieces.
So to be clear, it weighed 100 pounds, and it was this big, and if it had hit someone, they would have died. That's what the level we're talking about is.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, it shattered into 20 pieces, and because you had been so prepared and obviously been thinking through a presentation that was picture and slide heavy, not, there was no words on your slides. I think you felt some anxiety at that moment.
Yeah, but I was also really impressed at the way you responded to it, because you did. Zig used to talk about the difference between react and respond. If you go to the doctor and she says, good news, you're responding to the medicine, mm-hmm. It's different than if she says, bad news, you're reacting to the medicine.
That's
and
true.
you responded, you didn't react, and that saved the entire evening.
I'm told often I may have missed my calling in life. Like a lot of people think, because I get more calm, and in fact, my wife really gets on me sometimes for shifting into slower gear when things go wrong. But like maybe I should have been like an airline pilot or something. Like, attention everyone, I'm sorry to say that we're headed down nosedive.
Yeah, that's right. Bye.
Yeah. No, I get really calm in stressful situations.
Well, it was great.
Well, it worked out. But yeah, whether you call it emotional intelligence or you talking about being responsive versus reactive, I think that's important business lessons.
But the cool takeaway here is if it's intelligence, you can learn it. And that changes everything. It's not about talent. It's not about gifts. It's about choosing to learn how to be good at it. And that's why I'm so optimistic. Because we could choose to ship our best work. We can choose to pick ourselves. We can choose to care more about other people. We can choose to see the world as it is. These are choices. And if we can acknowledge that we're making a choice that gets us into a corner, that gets us feeling down, that gets us rejected, well, then we can make a different choice.